Good Lord, I'm ready, indeed I'm ready. Oh, good Lord, I'll be ready when the great day comes of glory, hallelujah. Ready, indeed I'm ready. Oh, good Lord, I'll be ready when the great day comes.
Hello, this is Jose watching the movies. Once again, in the public domain era, I decided to talk about another couple of characters that are not really well remembered. Case in point, Tom and Jerry. No, not that Tom and Jerry. I'm talking about the other one. The one that came before them. That's the one. Tom and Jerry. Now, these guys are quite interesting, as they don't really have a personality. I'm just saying, all we know about these guys is that they sing and they do things. Yeah, this is back in the days when cartoons didn't really have a plot to them. They were just experimental gags that ran through the cartoons. This is made by a rare company that pretty much was the company, the meh, not well-known companies, but kind of there. And that was Van Beruna. Now, this company tried to be like Disney, as you can see. They did sound cartoons, and they originally worked with Paul Terry, who created the Terry Toons. And, well, after when Paul Terry left and did his own studio, they were kind of desperate. In fact, when you think of that company, you probably might think public domain cartoons, and that's literally what this company is. And almost in every collection of public domain cartoons, it's guaranteed you're going to actually find one cartoon of them. In fact, I have so many public domain cartoons, this is only half of them, and almost in every one of them, I can find at least one of their cartoons. And today we're going to talk about one of their series that didn't quite go into the public's mind, but they're actually kind of piece of histories. Van Buren actually tried to be the best like Disney by doing what the Fleshers did with Popeye, by adopting comic strip characters like the Little King, and also even Felix the Cat had his cartoons in that studio. Yeah, Felix the Cat. He had his own color series, which unfortunately were never successful. He didn't get that well popularity until his 50s cartoon. Yeah. Poor Van Buren. However, when the company came around to closing and the films were being shipped to home videos, well, not exactly like VHS tapes or anything, but more like actual film reels they used to sell, they were kind of cheap. They're cheap. They're not made by the Nitrate, but maybe like a more cheaper film. We see back then when they were selling their films, an interesting note, they actually changed their names into Dick and Larry instead of Tom and Jerry to avoid confusion from the cat and mouse that were popular at the time. And Dick and Larry, I better call them Tom and Jerry. So that's quite an achievement, especially since you change your characters to Tom and Jerry. Another interesting fact is that they like to feature a lot of mouses that have a very strange resemblance to Mickey Mouse. It's guaranteed that you're gonna actually find at least a couple of mouses that might look like Mickey Mouse, but they're not. They're just normal mouses. An interesting note, Van Buren actually got sued from Disney from a cartoon called The Little Red Riding Hood, which I'm not too sure if that's the actual name, which was actually in the Aesop series that they did early on. Paul Terry was working, and he actually got sued because there was a mouse that has a very striking resemblance to Minnie Mouse. And yeah, you can pretty much guess what the rest is happening. But anyhow, the studio closed in 1936 after the lack of public popularity, and even interesting, the distributor of RKO, who distributed their films, went on to distribute Disney's films. Yeah, that's how cruel Disney was back then. He stole the distributor. Yep. Disney, what's wrong with your own distributor? But anyhow, let's look at their Tom and Jerry series.
Also, I have to mention that there was actually a cat and dog version of these characters, although they were not necessarily called Tom and Jerry, but they were actually the same characters except in animal form, that appeared a couple years before this Tom and Jerry. Now, this Tom and Jerry actually first appeared in the short What a Night in 1931. And the short's mostly about them being stuck inside this haunted house when they were trying to catch after the two men who didn't want to pay their taxi fee. And then they ended up making several more shorts throughout the years of 1932 through 1933. However, the popularity of them was, well, once again, not that very popular. Now, most of the cartoons didn't exactly have a specific plot to them, since this was the earlier days when cartoons were nothing but sight gag after sight gag. But, however, they did sing. Yeah, they sang quite a few times.
Is back again with his zing-da-da-da-da, boom, boom, boom. He sounds so sweet and strange with his zing-da-da-da-da, boom, boom, boom. They throw him nickels just between them time, potatoes, onions, or anything they find.
Well, most of the time when they sing, it was mostly for their intros for their opening title cards, like this one for instance.
Any longer, you get a light and it feels like a wave. Then you pull in your line to find an old rusty pail. Some people swim beside your fishing hook, it's in their hide or beside by the beautiful sea.
Well, at least I assume that's them singing. It could be just some random singer just opening for the cards, but then again, it kind of sounds like these two are singing. But I can't say, considering that, well, these guys don't normally have a normal voice actor. Well, the cartoon did have other characters singing, like, of course, the Black Skeletons.
In the good book stated King slew Abel. Yes, good Lord. He hit him on the head with a leg of a table. Yes, good Lord. Didn't Daniel in the lion's den? What'd he do? He said unto those colored men, what'd he say? You all want to get to heaven? Sure, sure. Then cut out your crap shooting and get on your long white robe and your starry crown. Be ready when the great day comes. Good Lord, I'm ready, indeed I'm ready. Oh, good Lord. Lord, I'll be ready when the great day comes of glory. Hallelujah. Ready, indeed, I'm ready. Oh, good Lord, I'll be ready when the great day comes. The great day comes.
Yeah, people like to poke fun at the blacks back then. It was a common joke. Anyhow, the cartoon was never successful to the public's eye, and it ended off with a short called The Phantom Rocket. But most of the cartoons are pretty much forgotten, but let's hope someday people might discover these films more better and actually grow some kind of a cult following. Even if people weren't really too crazy about these characters back in the day, let's hope that someday maybe people might see these cartoons more. Maybe they might colorize them or air them on television.
That was Tom and Jerry and several other cartoons. And looking at back at them, they're pretty harmless. So these cartoons, I mean, some people may not like them because they're in black and white, but I can imagine some people actually enjoying some of these cartoons if they're a big fan of 30s cartoons like I am. So, I'll see you next time in the next episode.
Oh, good Lord, I'll be ready when the great day comes. The great